Live from New Bedford, ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel blog show of authenticity, inspiration, and realness, also of good times, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now, here's your host of the show. He is Big Beefy E. He is Mr. Shenanigans and the elder statesman of the Rant and Rave podcast, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 1465 of the show, and this is, it's June the 9th, 2024, 10:42 p.m. NXT BattleGround is over, ladies and gentlemen. Really excited. I've got some big news. The Red Sox won. They split the series with Chicago by the score of 6-4 after getting a couple runs in the bottom of the 10th in extra innings. So, and also a great day in New England sports all around is the Celtics just defeated the Dallas Mavericks in Game 2 of the NBA Finals with a final score of 105-98. I'll tell you one thing, the Mavericks keep getting closer and closer and closer. The Celtics keep on putting their foot down, pedal to the metal, and I'm telling you something right now. They keep up the way they're playing. This series could be over as well as this week, but the Celtics have to keep doing what they've been doing, and it's like they're going to go. And we got to bear in mind too that the Mavericks have won each series where they don't have the home court advantage. So that's a big thing that the Celtics need to be aware of. Right now, I think the Celtics are doing a decent job of doing what they've been doing, and hopefully they'll continue that. And if they continue it, there could be a possible sweep. But we cannot we as Celtics fans cannot underestimate what the Mavericks can do. Like I said, it's going to take it'll take more than Luka Doncic and Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving to get things going, and the other Mavericks got to step up to the plate, and Celtics is doing a wonderful job. Also, the Mavericks, in order for them to win, they got to shut down Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and it looks like I think Porzingis came back at the right time, and you got Al Horford coming off the bench. So, hey, this is a good day for New England sports all around. 2 wins away from number 18, but in order the Celtics to do that, they have to win two games out of the 5 remaining games left. If it goes to a best of 7, I expected the Celtics to, the Mavericks trying to fight back in this thing to make this thing a series. We shall see what is happening. So I won't be disappointed if the Celtics do sweep, but at the same time, I'll probably be sadly disappointed in the Mavericks, who should have put up a fight, and that's what they, if I know the Mavericks, they'll probably say we didn't come here all the way here for nothing. So, Mavericks get on top of things. Celtics keep doing what you're doing. All right, so I'm trying to show respect to the Mavericks, but I am supporting my Celtics. That's for sure. All right, then. We're going to talk about NXT BattleGround in the kickoff show. Sarah Schreiber interviewed the OC, and they were determined to try to defeat Nathan Frazier and Axiom for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Meanwhile, Megan Moran and Sam Roberts interviewed Ava, the general manager of NXT, saying that, talking about the matches on NXT. Half of these matches are women's matches. And the women's North American title ladder match, the Women's Championship, and NXT Underground, the Women's Underground match between Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler. And you got the men's side of things, the tag team titles, the North American title, and the NXT Heavyweight Championship. And kicking off NXT Battleground is the internet sensation, one of the newest rappers, Sexy Red, kicks off NXT Battleground as the host of the show. And we'll start off with the women's North American title. In a ladder match, Sol Ruka versus Jada Parker versus Michin versus Fallon Henley versus Last Legend and versus Kaylani Jordan. Whoever climbs that ladder and takes the Women's North American Championship down will be the first ever Women's North American Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup was crazy. These chicks are insane. Yeah, I gotta give these ladies a lot of credit. They can do a lot of insane things, and believe me, it's something that you know. I'm gonna take off my shoes. It's something that some of these guys have, these ladies have really know how to work it. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our first ever NXT Women's North American Champion, Kaylani Jordan. None of us on the Rant and Rave podcast picked her because we knew she was very young and we knew she has a bright future. But we did not expect this to happen. I picked Mi Chin to win. And Brandon picked Last Legend. Jordan picked Jada Parker. But Kaylani Jordan, that's a shock, in my opinion. But best of luck to the young lady, Kaylani Jordan, because I think she might, she's gonna have a target on her back, and I think it's gonna showcase more of her skills. So congratulations to Kaylani Jordan. The NXT Tag Team titles on the line: Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus the OC. I expected the OC to take this one because of their size and power, and Dan, Rebel Media Dan, brought up an interesting point about the size of Carl Anderson. So I don't know, Carl Anderson's trying to do that to keep up with some of the fast superstars in the WWE. But, him and Luke Gallows could complement each other with a Thunder Lightning combo. But in the end, Nathan Frazier and Axiom end up retaining the NXT Tag Team Championships. Also, they had promos on Josh Briggs and Carly Bright during that time, and looks like big things might come for them. And next matchup was the NXT Underground between Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice. This was a heck of a fight. These ladies, a heck of a fight, and I know a lot of people, some folks like my good friends Jordan and Dan, were very upset that Lola Vice ended up winning the matchup. And I called it because I knew she's gonna surprise us. And what cost Shayna Baszler is her fighting some of the NXT Underground people outside the ring. So, and that, she took her eye off the ball, and it cost her in the end. And I think Lola Vice took advantage of it with a spinning back fist, and referee, and she started wailing away on Shayna Baszler, and there's a 3 count, and actually not a 3 count. The referees called the match. It was considered a knockout by Lola Vice between Shayna Baszler. I don't know how well that Shayna Baszler's going to feel about that going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow. I'm sure Zoe Stark's going to probably tease her about it, and that probably will not be putting Shayna Baszler in a very good mood. Might I digress? Eddie Thorpe will return to NXT this Tuesday. Kaylani Jordan celebrates with Sexy Red, doing the twerking and dancing and all that. And it was becoming the first ever women's North American champion. Now it's the men's North American title on the line. Oba Femi versus Wesley and Joe Coffey. And Gallus got involved during the matchup, jumping on everybody except for Joe Coffey. But in the end, Oba Femi conquered all that and ended up winning the matchup and retaining the title. Wendy Chu, with probably a brand new attitude and look, will return this Tuesday. Is this a dark-sided version of Wendy Chu that we have not seen before? We shall find out what's the deal here. Would be Mei Ying possessing her again? Who knows for sure? We'll find out for sure. Well, the NXT Women's title was on the line. Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace. Now, a lot of people are concerned about this matchup. How Roxanne Perez is going to handle somebody like Jordynne Grace. And Roxanne Perez right away knew what she had to do. She had to take away the power. And so she tried to break Perez's arms a couple of times. And, she busted Jordynne Grace open. And Jordynne Grace tried to hit her with a muscle buster and the Grace driver and everything else. But one thing that Roxanne Perez knows how to do is counter each move. So she's a smart young lady. She must have scouted Jordynne Grace real well. But during the matchup, though, Tatum Paxley was eyeing the titles. Everybody thought it was, I thought she was going to go after the NXT Women's title that would distract Roxanne Perez and would cost her. But she decided to hold on to the TNA Knockouts title, and Jordynne Grace was distracted, and she was trying to abscond with it, take away with it, and then Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke, made a surprise appearance on NXT. First time since earlier this year, since she's been on NXT. Started playing tug of war with the titles, and but Jordan Grace busted both of them up. But Roxanne Perez took advantage, got the 3 count, and retains her title. Up next for Roxanne Perez in about 4 weeks could be that Julia be on her way to NXT. Who knows for sure. Sarah Schreiber was interviewed Sexy Red about how the event was going so far. And Lola Vice interrupts her, and then they did a little twerking, a celebration of Lola Vice's victory over Shayna Baszler, and they tried to get Sarah Schreiber to twerk, which doesn't work out that well. Meanwhile, Wesley was interviewed, I think by Kelly Kincaid, and as he was very angry about losing the North American title, Gallus jumps him from behind. Wesley's going to need some backup help for sure. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm a little gassy today. Anyways, last but not least, the NXT title on the line. Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. This matchup could have gone either way, but Ethan Page's arguments with the referee has cost him in the end, as Trick Williams took advantage of the trick knee shot, and he retained the NXT title, and with Sexy Red celebrating with old Trick Daddy himself. So, with Roxanne Perez retaining the title, I wouldn't be surprised that Julia will be the next challenger. And what will happen in the North American title situation? What's going to happen with Wesley? Will he need some old friends from TNA to help him against Gallus? Who knows for sure? And like I said, Gallus can move on to the main roster, help Drew McIntyre against the Judgment Day this coming Saturday. Drew McIntyre might need some help, because I heard Gallus liking the new attitude. So, that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 1465 of the show. NXT BattleGround results. Event Center 2024. NXT BattleGround. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, tomorrow will be Martindale Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.